It was a sunny Monday morning when David, a 20-year-old tourist from Spain, arrived in London for the first time. He had been dreaming of this trip for years. London, the city of red buses, the Queen, and famous landmarks. David was excited, but he was also a little nervous. He didn't know much English, only what he had learned in school. David had a plan to visit as many famous places as he could in one day. First on his list was Big Ben, the iconic clock tower that he had seen in so many pictures and movies. He took out a small, crumpled map from his backpack and tried to figure out where he was. He was standing outside a cafe somewhere near Trafalgar Square, but the map didn't seem to make sense. David frowned. "Where is Big Ben?" he whispered to himself. After a few moments, he decided to ask someone for help. He glanced around nervously. The street was busy with people walking quickly to work, tourists holding maps, and groups of schoolchildren following their teachers. Finally, he saw a friendly-looking woman who was holding a cup of coffee and reading a newspaper. "Excuse me," David said carefully, trying to pronounce the words correctly. "Do you know where is Big Ben?" The woman looked up from her newspaper and smiled. "Ah, Big Ben. Yes, it's not very far from here. Go straight down this road and then turn left at the second traffic lights. You'll see it straight ahead." David nodded quickly. "Go straight, then turn left at second traffic lights." The woman nodded. "That's correct. Safe travels." "Thank you. Thank you very much," David said, waving as he walked away. David started walking down the street as the woman had told him, but after a while he realized he wasn't sure if he had reached the second traffic lights. There were so many intersections, and he was confused. "I think I'm lost again," he muttered. At the corner, he saw an old man sitting on a bench, feeding pigeons. David decided to ask him for help. "Excuse me, sir," David said politely. "Can you help me? How can I get to Big Ben?" The old man looked up at him and smiled kindly. "Big Ben? Of course, young man. But first, are you a tourist?" "Yes, I am from Spain," David replied with a shy smile. "Ah, Spain. Lovely country," the old man said. "Now listen carefully. You need to go back the way you came. Walk straight for about 500 meters, and then turn right at the large fountain. After that, you'll see signs for Westminster. Big Ben is there. Back straight 500 meters, then turn right. Fountain. Okay, I understand." "Thank you, sir," David said. He waved goodbye and started walking again. David followed the old man's instructions and found himself near a large fountain. It was beautiful, and tourists were taking photos. He smiled to himself. This felt like progress. He pulled out his phone to take a quick photo, but when he looked around, he still couldn't see Big Ben. Feeling uncertain, David decided to ask again. He looked for someone nearby who seemed approachable. Across the street, he noticed a man in a red jacket giving out flyers. David crossed the street and approached him. "Excuse me, I'm looking for Big Ben. Can you tell me the way?" The man grinned. "Ah, Big Ben. It's very close, just 5 minutes from here. Keep walking straight, and you'll see the Houses of Parliament. Big Ben is part of that building. You can't miss it. Straight, then the Parliament." "Okay, thank you," said David, feeling more hopeful now. David followed the man's instructions. After walking for a few minutes, he noticed a building with impressive architecture. Crowds of tourists were gathered around, taking photos. He stopped a young woman with a camera who was also looking at a guidebook. "Hi, sorry to disturb. Is this Big Ben?" David asked, pointing to the building. The woman laughed softly. "No, this is Westminster Abbey. It's another famous place in London. But don't worry, you're very close to Big Ben. Just walk to the end of this street and look to your left. You'll see it." David thanked her and started walking again, feeling excited. He was finally close to his destination. After a few more minutes, David turned the corner, and there it was. Big Ben stood tall and majestic against the blue sky, its golden details sparkling in the sunlight. The huge clock face looked just as beautiful as he had imagined. "Wow," David whispered, completely amazed. He quickly took out his phone and started taking pictures from every angle. He even asked a fellow tourist to take a photo of him with Big Ben in the background. After a while, David found a bench nearby and sat down to enjoy the view. He smiled to himself, proud that he had made it, even though he had gotten a little lost. It had been an adventure, and he had met so many kind and helpful people. David pulled out a sandwich from his backpack and began to eat. As he sat there, he thought about the rest of his day. Next, he wanted to visit Buckingham Palace. But this time, before he got up, he opened his map and carefully checked the way. "Maybe I'll ask someone just to be sure," he said with a laugh.